credits. 8 credits into $2.7 for this edition. 8 credits into $4 for this edition. 5.4 into 8 credits for this edition. So based on that, they are going to charge you guys. Have you clear about this virtual variance calculation or not? Tell me.
Yes.
Confirm me, everyone. Confirm me, everyone. If you clear, then I will proceed further.
Yes, yes.
Clear, yes, right? So this is about the hardware component usage calculation. What about the storage? What about the storage? See, if you have taken Snowflake subscription. Suppose let's consider this is the January month. So your organization has assumed that the business is going to start from the January, but unfortunately the business got delayed. Already you have taken the subscription, but you are not using. In such case, you need to pay $25 per month if you are not using anything, but you have taken a subscription. And or if you have taken the subscription and you have started to use your Snowflake. In this case, for 1 TB you need $2. For 1 TB you need to pay $40 per month. If you use 100 TB, 100 into $40 per month you need to pay. So the cost will be in two ways actually. You need to pay for the storage and you need to pay for the compute virtual warehouse. So this is the way they are going to charge you guys. Is this clear or not? So this is minimum $25 you need to pay if you are using. If you are not using, suppose if you are using, you started to load the data, so you need to pay $40 per TB. If you use 500 GB, then it will be divided into that part. So like that it will go. So this is about the pricing details on your hardware resources and your storage component. Clear or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the different virtual warehouse sizes. So these are the credits. These credits are very much important. So based on these credits, they have already defined. Boss, if you created your virtual warehouse with the medium size, so in this case, we are going to allocate you 4 credits per hour, and then 4 into, so based on the addition, and then the $2.7 like that they are going to charge you. So this is very much important. You have to understand what is the different size of warehouse sizes and what are the credits, how they are going to start pricing on you. So this is about the pricing. If you have any doubts in the understanding on the pricing, just let me know. We will discuss and then we will proceed further. If you are clear, just confirm me. Then we will discuss next topics. And also, always I am trying to tell you, please make a note somewhere as a running note. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Guys, clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then we'll go to discuss the different editions are available in the Snowflake. Different editions. We have 4 editions actually: standard, enterprise, business critical, virtual. So I'm repeating once again. So you need to make a note also. So we have a standard edition, we have an enterprise edition, we have a business critical edition, we have a virtual private edition. So these are the 4 types of editions we have in Snowflake. In general or in projects, we are using this business critical. We are using this business critical edition for our business purpose. We are using this business critical for our business purpose in our companies. Then we'll see what are the options are available. What are the different benefits or great features are available in the each editions. The standard is very basic edition. Here, whatever the data is you are going to store, that is in a encryption format. Time travel is up to 1 day. Now, the time travel is one of the great feature in Snowflake. What is the meaning of the time travel? Time travel means, suppose already I have explained in very first class, but let me repeat that one. Time travel nothing but if the data is modified from the table. So after modification of the data from the table, so you came to know that. So this is not the whatever you have done the modification, then that is not that is not a good modification. You need to restore the original data into your table. So in such scenario, in Snowflake has provided you an option, the time travel option. Nothing but you can go back to the history of the table, and then you can bring the original data and restore the original data to table. So in the standard edition, this history will be available for only 1 day. So suppose if you done the modification to the table today 6 o'clock, till tomorrow 6 o'clock, you can able to go to the history of the table and then bring the original data and then restore the data. It will available for only 1 day. If you cross that 1 day, then it is not possible. And then what about the disaster recovery? Disaster recovery nothing but suppose if databases go offline, then you can able to bring that into online. What about this data share? Data share nothing but a secure data share. So you can able to share the data between the Snowflake accounts. This is about your standard edition. Coming to the enterprise edition, whatever the features are available in the standard, that will be available. That is very basic. Second one is multi-cluster warehouse. Yesterday we have discussed single warehouse and then multi-cluster warehouse. In standard edition only you can work with a single warehouse. This enterprise edition will be supporting the multi-cluster warehouse also. This time travel in enterprise edition will be there for 90 days. In case of standard, time travel will be available only 1 day. In case of enterprise, time travel option will be around till 90 days. So this is a great feature actually. So suppose 90 days means if you have done your modifications today, till 90 days, if you want to bring the data, then it will be available for the 90 days. So within the time, anytime you can able to go back to the history of the table and then bring the data. And then next, what is this materialized views? Materialized views, one of the concept in Snowflake, which is used to improve the performance of your SQL query. Suppose your select statement is taking around 5 seconds to return the data. On top of that, if you create a materialized view, then you can able to bring the data in within 1 second. The beauty of this materialized view is it will improve the performance of your SQL query. Where your SQL query is taking 1 minute, but your materialized view will give the result within a fraction of seconds. So that is the great benefit of your materialized view. Search optimization, column level security, these things are provided in enterprise option. in business critical, so whatever the features are available in the enterprise edition, by default that will be there. Additionally, all the objects, all the things are encrypted everywhere. All the options, whatever you are going to create the objects, those are encrypted everywhere in the internally. We can't see those encryption and all, but internally it is happening. Internally it is happening. So that is a great feature. What already enterprise edition has the so many features. Those features are available with the business critical plus this data encryption everywhere, and then failover and then disaster recovery. So failover and then disaster recovery, nothing but if your database is crashed, and then you can able to bring that database into online. So this is the great feature in the business critical edition. What about the virtual private? All business critical features are available in the virtual private, and then the extra is you need to create a separate environment, separate servers for different environments. Suppose if you are maintaining QA server, if you are maintaining testing server, if you are maintaining dev server, if you are maintaining production server, so for that you need to create a separate servers in your virtual private. So this is about your Snowflake editions, guys. Any doubts in this? These are some theoretical parts. You will get the interview questions. What are the different types of editions are available in Snowflake, and explain them. And also you will get the what is warehouse, what is multi-clustering warehouse, and what is the Snowflake architecture, how many layers are there, what are the functionality of those architecture. Can you explain all those things? These are the theoretical concepts. So you have to, for sure, you have to remember, understand, and explain thoroughly. Whatever we are discussing in the sessions, if you understand that and explain clearly, whatever we have discussed here, that is 100%, 1000% more than enough, guys. That's why I am asking you. I will share you the note. Along with me. You also prepare your some points in your notes, so that you will check the material and then you will check the note, so you will become a comfortable. If you get any doubts, again you will come back to me and we will discuss on the same topic, so that you will become a comfortable. So this is about the editions, guy. Any doubts? Let me know. Just open your mouth, guys.
No, sir, but I wanted to know, in a typical real-time environment or a real-time project, typically a dev or QA or a production environment, what are the additions might be there? I mean, will be there. Whether the dev will be having only standard edition, or whether the QA having enterprise edition only, or the production might.
Usually in our real scenarios, in our organization, we all are using business critical for all the requirements.
Okay.
Next question. If you don't have any questions, then we'll move into another topic to discuss.
No, sir. Understood.
Fine. Yeah, then we'll go. How to connect to Snowflake. Web user interface. Second one is NoSQL through the DOS command. So we can able to connect your Snowflake. You can able to connect your Snowflake using your web user interface or using Snowflake or no use NoSQL using dash command. And also apart from this, we have some other options also, but majorly we are using these two options only. Some other options also available, JDBC drivers, ODBC drivers, those things and all. But in real-time scenarios, as per my experience, we have used only these two options. Only these two options. Then, as part of our regular classes, daily we are using this web user interfaces, this NoSQL and then DOS command things. We will be having the one session, how do we use this NoSQL. Then now we'll see how to create the Snowflake account. How to create the Snowflake account. Fine. You need to follow the steps and create yourself. And then we'll explore what are the options are available in your Snowflake account. Then go to Google. So here, make a note somewhere. Snowflake.com. Snowflake.com. Guys, have you make a note? Snowflake.com.
Yes.
I need confirmation from all, because you need to create account from your end. This is the free account. This is a free account. It will be available for the 1 month. You can practice in that environment. You need to create. You can create, which is very easy step. You can create from your end also. Just you need to follow what I am doing, right? Just this is snowflake.com. Enter the snowflake.com. Then you will get into this home page. Click on the start for free. Click on the start for free. So here, provide your all the details. First name, I will give the Durga Soft. Email ID, I will give my email ID. It will go into that. I will give the company name as Durga Soft. Role you need to select consultant. Location you need to select as India. Guys, are you following or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So you need to give your personal details here. So once you have given everything, just continue. Click on the continue. See here, you need to select edition, standard or enterprise or business critical. I am selecting a business critical. You need to make a note down. You need to select a business critical option. This is the option to select the edition. Once you select the business critical, this is the option to select the cloud provider. You need to select the AWS. Guys, you are following or not?
Yes.
Super.
Yeah.
So you need to select the AWS. See here, it is asking continental information. So as we have selected India, just select this Asia specific, Singapore. Then click on the get started. Now it will ask this many options. You can skip this one. You can skip this one. See, now you are now signed up. An email to activate your account has been sent to your email ID. I will log in into my email ID. There you will get one link to activate the account. Snowflake.com. Activate your Snowflake account. Click on this. Click to activate. Click to activate. Then it will navigate to this page. Now give the username and then password. So this is the key here. You need to make a note this username and then password. I will give the Durga Soft user 11. One second. So you need to give the username and you need to give the password and confirm password and then get started. So this is your home page of this is your home page of your Snowflake account. You need to make a note down like this. This is your account URL. This is username. This is password for your account. You need to save somewhere so that you can able to log in daily and then work. So this is the your when you create a account, then you will get this page at very first. So have you make a note down all the steps, guys?
Yes, sir.
See, when you get here this option, first option is worksheets. If you click on this worksheet, see here, you will have a plus worksheet. If you click on this, so from this option, from here you can able to query your SQL queries in this area. So this is one of the option. So worksheets where you are going to write your SQL queries. Next, data. So here you can able to create the database. Fine.
Yes.
So here if you want to create any new database, you can able to create new database. If you want to create any schemas, then you can able to create the new schemas from here. Like that. See, first one is worksheets is important, data is important, and then this. in admin, here we have warehouse option. Here you need to create your warehouse. So these are the three options you have to understand. So once go into your worksheet, then click on this latest one. So here you can able to create your own database. Create database, sample database. So here you can able to see your sample database like that. So for now, just whatever we have followed the steps, you create from your end and then start exploring on the things. Whatever you can able to explore, you can explore, and whatever you need to understand, you can understand. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start using the coding and then the actual Snowflake uh, practical sessions. But before that, you need to create an account and be ready with, align with me, so that whatever we are going to discuss in the session, as a theoretical part and then coding part, I am going to share with you. I am going to share with you. Then you can able to practice from your end also.
Okay.
Guys, let me know if you have any trouble in understanding how to create the Snowflake account or something else. Why I am stopping till here means, at any cost, 100% you need to create account today. While coming to tomorrow session, you have to be ready with your account. So only after completion of the tomorrow session, I am going to share with you all the code, all the things, so that right immediately you can able to do the practice. Next, if you are not creating, if you are unable to create the account, if you are not able to create the account, you are not ready, then you are lacking, and then you are not able to do the practice, and then it is problem for you. So that what I am suggesting you, whatever the queries, whatever the difficulties you face, you need to at any cost create the account and be ready with for tomorrow's class. That's why I am stopping the session here. Fine, guys.
Okay, sir.
Any difficulties
Okay,
here?
sir. No, sir.
No, right? All good.
Yes, all good.
Tomorrow we will meet at same 6 a.m. guys.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll close the session for today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Bye bye. Just as before going to proceed, just let me know if you have any doubts. Jayant, Manohar, Nitesh, Raju, you all guys are in yesterday's part of yesterday's class, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Just yes, any doubts in understanding of the definition of Snowflake?
No, sir.
So we have discussed basic level of information yesterday.
Yes.
Any doubts?
No.
Right. No, no, good.
Okay, super. 1 second. So we will discuss today architecture of the Snowflake. Architecture of the Snowflake. 1 second. guys, actually, we have a three layers in Snowflake architecture. We have three layers in Snowflake architecture. One is cloud service layer. Another one is query processing layer. Third one is database storage layer. Let me repeat once again. One is clouds. Guys, just I am suggesting you and recommending you after the each and every session, whatever we are going to discuss, the theoretical part and then code part, I will share you end of the session to all of you to your personal mail IDs. At the same time, just please prepare some running notes from your end also, so that it will be easy to rewind the things. Just make some notes from your end also. Fine.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So we have a cloud services layer, and then query processing layer, and then database layer. I am repeating once again. So why I am repeating once again and once again? This Snowflake architecture is very much important. Damn sure you will get a one or two questions from the Snowflake architecture in the every interview, wherever you go, in all the companies. That's why I am repeating. So we have a cloud services layer, we have a query processing layer, we have a database storage layer. Now we will discuss one by one. So what is this database storage layer will do? What is this database storage will do? Storage component is this is a one of the database storage component. This is one of the component of the Snowflake. Nothing but, so we have a like storage and then compute component, like that. This is a storage component of the Snowflake. And so whenever you load the data into a Snowflake, automatically the data will be stored in a continuous micro partitions. Guys, what is the meaning of this micro partitions means? See, if you have a some 2 TB of CSV file in your source system. When you load that 2 TB of CSV file data into a Snowflake data warehouse, automatically that data will be stored in the tables. And then from the tables in a database storage layer, in storage component, so we have a micro partitions. Where your business data is going to reside into the component. So the least component of the storage layer in the Snowflake is micro partitions. When you store your data in a Snowflake, automatically the data will be stored into a continuous micro partitions. Each micro partitions will be having the size 50 to 500 MB. Fine. So apart from these micro partitions, the data will be stored in the columnar format. What do you know? What is the meaning of this columnar format? Yes.
Means column format.
Yeah, column format is. See, first let me explain you what is the meaning of the micro partition, how it looks like. See, this is the micro partition structure. I will tell you what is the advantage to have the data in a micro partitions, and also what is the advantage to store the data in a column format. See, if you speak about the traditional database or a data warehouse, data will be stored in a row format. In our traditional data warehouse or a traditional database. For example, traditional database, if you consider a SQL server, where in a SQL server RDBMS or else in a SQL server data warehouse, the data will be stored in the tables in form of columns and rows, and then so the data will be stored in the form of the rows in a traditional database or a traditional data warehouse. In case of a Snowflake, the data will be stored. Stored in a columnar format. I will tell you that one. See here itself the data. I will tell you. See, this is one of the example. This is the one of the example of the table. So we have a column called type, name, country, date. Type, name, country, date. The data is stored in a. So this is the traditional structure of the table. So data is stored in form of a column, and then rows. See, we have a type column, name column, and then country column, and then date column. When the data is loaded into the Snowflake, the data will be stored in a continuous micro partitions. This is a one micro partition. This is another micro partition. This is another micro partition. This is another micro partition. Within these micro partitions, your table data is going to loaded into multiple micro partitions. If you see here, the column type, name, and then country, date. So this is our traditional structure. In case of your Snowflake, see, the data is storing in a micro partitions in column format. See here, the type is here. Type is one column, and the name is another column. Country is another column. Date is another column. See here, type, name, country, and then date. This is a row format. So this is a column format. So your first record type is 2. See here, first record type is 2. Second column, name is A, and then country, first record is UK, and then date, first record is 11/12. So what is the advantage of this having the columnar format means, if you want to search a data, instead of searching a whole rows in a whole columns, just it will traverse only in single direction instead of checking all the data from your all micro partitions, so that you can able to retrieve the data in a very faster. As I mentioned earlier, the data will be stored in a micro partitions and compressed way, and then optimal way. So this is what you can able to pull the data very fast from the Snowflake. See here, suppose if you want to search, like type equal to or name equal to y. See, y is available in micro partition 3 and then micro partition 3. So if you write a query, select star from table where name equal to y. So the value from the name column is available in the micro partition 3 and then 4. So what it will do, if you hit a query into the Snowflake data warehouse, instead of searching all the micro partitions, it will go into the particular micro partition in a column format. It will go into the particular micro partitions, and then it will retrieve the data from the from the Snowflake data warehouse for you. So what is the benefit here? Suppose consider for your one table, if you have a n number of micro partitions, the data is table related data is stored in n number of micro partitions. If you are searching for the particular set of the result set, instead of searching the n number of micro partitions, directly it will go into the particular micro partitions, and then it will retrieve the data. So that what is the benefit here? Instead of searching all the micro partitions, it will go into the particular micro partitions, and then it will retrieve the data, so that you can consume the execution of the time of your SQL code. Then how this Snowflake will know how this how the Snowflake will know if you write a select star from table where name equal to y, then it will go into the only particular micro partitions. How the Snowflake will come to know that the y is available in the micro partition 3 and 4. So we have some metadata table. Suppose when you store a data into a table, automatically the data will be stored into the micro partitions. That micro partitions will be having the for each and every micro partitions will be having the serial numbers for the micro partitions. That serial number and the micro partition details will be written into the some metadata tables. There it will mention that this micro partition is having the data from this range, and then from this table. So using that metadata tables, when you query for your table, then it will check the metadata tables, and then so based on that it will identify the which micro partition has the data for your query, and then directly it will go into the particular micro partition, and then it will bring the data for you. So that instead of searching all the micro partitions, instead of searching the n number of micro partitions, directly it will go into the particular micro partition, nothing but micro partition number 3 and then micro partition number 4. So it will save the to search the remaining 2 micro partitions. It will go into the directly 3 and 4 micro partition, and it will bring the data for you. And one more thing is, so as you have a data in column format in Snowflake, instead of searching in your row, see in your, suppose if you write select star from table where name equal to y, it will come into the name column, and it will traverse all the records, and it will identify the y, and then it will bring the entire record for you guys. So this is and all. It will take the long process to search the data and then return the data. So to overcome all these things, in Snowflake they have designed the architecture in a very simplified manner. So whatever you want, suppose if you want to y, only it will come and then it will search into the only this way, and then it will bring the data for you guys. So this is about the database storage layer in the architecture of Snowflake. So whenever you load, once again I'm repeating, just make a note down somewhere, guys. What is the meaning of micro partitions? What is the meaning of column format? So what is the meaning of this database storage layer? How the data is going to store? So everything you need to know, and then whatever we are discussing here, just if you explain all these things, this is more than enough, guys. See, database layer is one of the component in the Snowflake where you are going to store your business data into your Snowflake. Whenever you load the data from the multiple files from the different sources, obviously the data is going to store in a Snowflake in a tables and in a multiple micro partitions format. Whenever the data is loaded into the micro partitions address and the details will be available in the metadata tables in the Snowflake. So by using that metadata tables, if you query on a particular table by using the address of the metadata, by using the address of the micro partitions which are available in the metadata tables, directly it will go into the particular micro partition, and then it will bring the data for you. So instead of searching the n number of micro partitions, it will go into the particular number of micro partitions, and it will bring the data. So this can be called as a optimal way. So instead of traversing all the things, so directly you are going to the particular things and bring the data, so that you can able to see the robust performance comparing to other data warehouse. So this is about a storage layer discussion, guys. Any doubts here? This is the storage layer. Any doubts here? Yes, I need a yes.
That metadata tables contain all the information about the micropartition, right?
Yes, address of the micro partition, and then so it will be having that address of the micro partition. Yes, correct.
Okay. Yes.
Guys, any other question?
One more doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in the traditional database Oracle, like we have row IDs and some other things, right?
Okay.
So based on that also we'll get the query in the quickly, right? So what is the difference between that row ID and here that address of the metadata table?
Row ID means I didn't get you. May I know your name, please?
Sir, so now if I'll store the data in one row in the Oracle table, it will save with one address, address of the not primary key.
See, I understand your question. See here, actually, see row ID when you create a index, not only Oracle, whatever the RDBMS, traditional RDBMS, when you store the data in your traditional RDBMS, on top of that, if you create a indexes on the table, then only this row ID concept will come into picture, guy. Actually, see, if you don't create any indexes on the table, then this table can be called as a hash table or a heap table. See, until you create a indexes on the particular table, you will not be able to see the address of the any data in your RDBMS tables. If you create a indexes on that, if you create a indexes on the particular table, so it will create a balanced tree in the database based on that. That is different concept. Again, we need to go to that concept. We need to discuss half an hour on that. But yes, for your question, if you create a index on that for that particular data pages in your database, so there in RDBMS, whatever we have a micro partitions in the Snowflake, there in RDBMS data pages where the data is going to store. Until you create indexes, your data will not be having the row ID. Fine.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
May I know your name? Your name, please. Raju. See, I understand your question. Until we create a indexes on a table in RDBMS, row ID concept will not come. Row ID or key ID. Yes, once you create a indexes on your column or a table, then your row ID will come, and then again that balanced tree concept will start. So that is different again. So here,
okay.
by default, when you store your data, by default you will maintain address in a metadata instead of searching all the n number of micro partitions, you will go into a particular micro partition. Have you got the differences now?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Clear or not? Still, if you have any confusion,
Clear, sir.
let me know. Clear, huh?
No. Clear, sir.
Super. Now next. So we are done with the database storage layer discussion. And then we'll go to the query processing layer. So how does database storage layer is important in your Snowflake? This query processing layer is also very much important. In single word, I can say this query processing layer is virtual compute warehouse. Guys, I can recommend you to make some running note also. I will share this content after this end of the session. Make some running note also. So this query processing layer is a hardware component which can be called as a virtual compute warehouse. Fine. So how your database storage is a storage component. This is virtual warehouse or query processing layer is also compute component. Compute component as hardware component, the combination of RAM, CPU, motherboard, everything. So this is very much important. This query processing layer or a virtual warehouse component is very much important, because how you are going to store your data into your storage component, this virtual compute warehouse, what it will do, whatever the operations you do in your Snowflake data warehouse, whatever the operation, if you are loading your data, if you are submitting your workloads into your Snowflake, what is the meaning of workloads? Workloads nothing but a number of SQL queries. If the number of users are connecting to your Snowflake and then they are retrieving your data, right? If you are processing a large volume of data, if concurrent users are accessing your Snowflake data, whatever the operations you do, your virtual compute warehouse components are very much required, which are a hardware component in your Snowflake, which are a hardware component in your Snowflake. So whatever you do, data load or the data processing, data retrieval, your hardware resources are required to process your request, to process your request, to process your request. See here, virtual warehouses or hardware resources can create the multiple right. See here, till here you are clear, huh? I will tell you. See, this query processing layer is a virtual warehouse, which is a compute layer, and then this is a hardware resources. This is a hardware resource to your Snowflake. It will be useful and it will be required to process all the requests for your all your requests in your Snowflake. The requests are either you may be submitting your workloads or queries, or you are accessing a data from the retrieving a data from the Snowflake, or loading the data into Snowflake. To process all these requests, your virtual compute warehouses are required, which are a hardware resources. Till here, this is the basic concept of this query processing layer. This is clear or not? So if you clear on this, next I will go into the next points in the query processing layer.
Okay, miss. In the query processing layer, virtual warehouses is the hardware component, which
Hardware
processes
component.
the request.
See, in your traditional database or a data warehouse, you will be having the CPUs, memories, and then everything, right?
Right.
Like that. This is also a virtual warehouse. Virtual warehouse is a hardware resources in your Snowflake. So just you can't able to see those physical devices, those things and all. This is architecture. I will show you how to create the virtual warehouses, how it looks like. So you need to create virtual warehouse. This is also one of the object, like how you are creating a table. So this virtual warehouse is also one of the object in your Snowflake. You are going to create. You are going to create a virtual warehouses. Fine, guys.
Yes.
So now, so you dedicatedly you can able to create a separate virtual warehouses for the each project or each team. Please make a note down. Dedicatedly you can able to create a virtual compute warehouse or virtual warehouses for each project and each team separately. So whenever you are going to work with the Snowflake as a particular team or a particular project, you can able to access only your project related virtual compute warehouse, so that there is no dependency between the each and every virtual compute warehouse. You can able to do your tasks very easily, and then you can able to execute the things very fastly, so that you can able to see the result very faster. Okay, fine. And also, see, I told you can create each virtual warehouse for each process to improve the performance and make the independent. These are the independent components. So we have a two types of virtual warehouses: single warehouse and then multi-cluster warehouse. Single warehouse can create with the different sizes. Multi-cluster warehouses can create with minimum and maximum clusters. So with minimum and maximum clusters. Yesterday I told you. So yesterday I told you actually a single warehouses will be created with the different sizes, and then multi cluster warehouse can be created with the minimum and maximum number of customer clusters. We will be having the separated discussion on the virtual compute warehouse. So where I am going to show you what are the different sizes are there, how the pricing will be happening, and what is the multi-cluster warehouse, and then what are the options we have, how do we create, everything I am going to show you. We have one separate session on the virtual compute warehouse. We will see more details on, because this is very much important, and then you will get the multiple questions on this virtual compute warehouse also. I am going to take one separate session on the virtual compute warehouse. We will see the in detail details of the component. So for now, So you can able to see, we can able to tell that this query processing layer is a virtual compute warehouse, and then virtual compute warehouse, which is a hardware resources to your Snowflake. Guys, any doubt in your virtual this query processing layer? Hello?
No, sir.
Clear, right?
Yes.
I will share you this content. I will share you this note also once completion of this discussion. So next layer is the cloud services layer. So we are done with the database storage and then query processing layer discussion, right? Agree?
Yes.
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah. So we have a cloud services layer. What is this cloud services layer? See here. So this is the top layer. This is a very much a top layer, and then it will handle the entire Snowflake, guys. This is the very first layer in your Snowflake architecture. This is the key component in your Snowflake architecture. It will take care of everything of your Snowflake till when you create a account in your Snowflake. When you create a account, when you create your Snowflake account, so your username, your password, and your account details will be taken care by your cloud service layer. So all the access control related information will be checked, managed by your cloud service layer. When you log in into Snowflake, when you log in into your Snowflake account, initially your cloud service layer will be cross-verified with your details. Then only it will allow you to log in into your, then only allow you to log in into your Snowflake. So without this layer, your Snowflake will not work. So this is the top layer. This is very much important layer. It will take care of your access control related things, and also whatever you store the data into Snowflake, whatever the data is your processing, whatever your workloads are executing or queries are executing, your cloud service layer will be managed, your storage component, and also your virtual compute warehouse also. Everything will be managed by your cloud service layer. See, if you execute one query in your Snowflake, till once you hit the query in your Snowflake data warehouse, till you get the result into the end users, entire thing will be taken care by. What it will do, it will receive the request from the user. Suppose Raju is executing one SQL query in Snowflake. When the Raju is started to execute the SQL query in Snowflake, what this cloud service layer will do? It will parse your query. What is the meaning of parse? What is the meaning of parse? Parse nothing but it will check the syntactical thing, and then if everything goes well, then it will send this request will go into the next level. So when you hit the query into your Snowflake, initial layer, cloud service layer will accept your request. It will pass the query, and then it will pass into the next virtual compute warehouse layer. There you will be having the cache. Cache nothing but this is one of the memory. Already, if the cache is available, if already cache has the data for your query in the virtual compute layer, then it will return the data from the cache itself. The caches don't have in virtual compute warehouse layer, then the request will go into your storage layer, where the data is going to store in the Snowflake. So from there, the data will be returned into your cloud service layer. So what I mean to say, cloud service layer will accept the request, and then it will push into the next level, and then it will bring the data, and then it will submit into the end users. So this is one of the things, and also remaining things it will take care of the infrastructure manager and then metadata manager. I told you metadata, those things and all, whatever the metadata tables will be having, those things and all it will taken care by your cloud service layer. So this is about the cloud service layer, guys. Then now we have discussed database storage, and then query processing, and then database database cloud service layer. Guys, any doubts in this description architecture? Hello.
Good, sir. Good. Yeah.
Good, right?
Yes, good.
Yeah. You can contact the institute. They will share you the material. They will share you whatever whatever we are discussing here. This material, everything the institute people will share you guys. Just contact to the institute guys and then ask for the material, and then they will share you this material, guys. Is that fine? So tomorrow we will be tomorrow we will discuss on the in detail of the virtual compute warehouse, and also how the pricing is doing, and then what are the different editions are available in the Snowflake. Tomorrow we will continue with that class, guys. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have one question. So can you practically a small query and how to
Sorry?
store it? Miss, can you give one example how to store the data in the column and what mechanism they use like metadata how data is address is stored in the metadata.
Metadata tables I will give you, but actually when you store your data into a Snowflake, how the data is going to store in the Snowflake, that we can't see. Actually, we can't see that one. Actually, the internally it is happening.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we can able to see the metadata, how the data is stored and what is the address. We can able to see the metadata as part of the course. I will give you that metadata tables.
Okay. Sure.
Fine. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys?
Sir, we are loading to files in same like SSIS packages like we are here using.
See, in SSIS package, what you will do, so you will have having the some CSV files in your some shared locations or in some different sources. From that CSV files, initially you will load the data into your staging tables, right? So from there, and then on top of that staging tables, you will apply the lot of transformations, or you will write a number of stored positions on top of your staging tables, and then required data you will load the data into your target tables which are available in the production servers, right? That is the thing happening in your SS package, correct?
Yes.
In Snowflake, what you will do, the advantage of the Snowflake is, instead of loading a data into your staging tables, directly you will load the files into Snowflake. So from there you can able to do a ETL.
Hello.
That is the advantage. Directly we load the files into Snowflake.
Okay.
So once you load the files into Snowflake, so from there you can able to do the ETL or ELT, whatever you want. So that is the advantage and beauty of your Snowflake. So in case of your on-prem, SQL Server, SSIS, you can't able to load the files. You can load the data from the files, but you can't able to load the files into your SQL Server, right?
Yes.
You got the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what there's a very much beautiful concepts and beautiful advantages are there in the Snowflake case actually. Clear?
Clear. Thank you.
Shall we continue tomorrow?
Yeah,
If
sure.
you have any questions, you can ask me, or else we'll continue tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. We will meet tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Fine. See, single warehouse the thing, but yeah, it will be having the different sizes, right? it will be having the different sizes. So based on the usage and requirement, we can choose the size and create the warehouse. I will show you. So what is all the options. And second one is multi-cluster warehouse. Multi-cluster warehouse is, we have a, see here, 1 second. Multi-cluster warehouse, we have a mode and we have a scaling policy. Mode, scaling policy. This is standard and economy. Standard and economy. See? Standard and economy. So here auto scale and then maximized. Auto scale and maximized. The combination, we can create this multi-cluster warehouse like this combination. Don't get confusion. I will explain all these things. Maximized. Fine. So this is the best practice. Now let me explain one by one. So I am discussing about the first one, auto scale and then standard. If you select the auto scale, see, first of all, what is the meaning of this virtual warehouse? Nothing but this virtual warehouse. Once again, I'm repeating you guys. So the way the virtual, this is the virtual warehouse. How you are going to create a virtual warehouse? See, this is a single virtual warehouse option. You need to provide your virtual warehouse name, and then you have a different sizes. This is a single virtual warehouse. If you come down, you have a option multi-cluster warehouse. If you select this multi-cluster warehouse, you have these many options. I will tell you all these options, and then what's the purpose of these options. First of all, this virtual warehouse is a Snowflake component. So which is the hardware component to your Snowflake? Yesterday already I have explained this, which is a hardware component and which is very much essential, for your all the tasks like data processing, data loading, and data retrieving, and then while submitting a queries to perform all these activities. Your virtual compute warehouse is very much essential. This is a hardware component, purely hardware component. So this is the single virtual warehouse, and then this is multi-cluster. Single virtual warehouse completely you will create a virtual warehouse, and then you will select the different sizes, small, X small, medium, large, X large, double X large, and the triple X large, like that. So based on the requirement, you will select the different sizes and create the virtual warehouse. In case of a multi-cluster warehouse, you have two options. You need to make a note down, and you have to remember all these things, guys. You have two options: mode and then scaling policy. In mode, you have two options: auto scale and then maximized. In scaling policy, you have a standard and then economy. So what is the meaning of this auto scale? What is the meaning of this auto scale and then standard? So when you select this option, you will be having the minimum cluster, minimum cluster maximum clusters. You can give maximum clusters. You can give minimum cluster is 1 and maximum cluster is 5, and then so this is mode. This is mode auto scale. This is mode auto scale, and then standard. This is scaling policy. So what it will do, if you select this combination, what it will do, suppose if you try to load the data around 10 TB of data into a Snowflake, 10 TB of data load. Data load 10 TB of data. Fine, this is one of the scenario. If you are trying to load a 10 TB of data into your Snowflake, so what it will do, if you create your virtual warehouse with the multi-cluster warehouse, along with the mode as a auto scale and then scaling policy as a standard, and if you select the minimum cluster is 1 and then maximum cluster is 5, what it will do internally, before loading a data, internally it will calculate. So how many clusters are required? Required for this process? First, it will start with the 1. Directly, it will not start with the 5. It will start with the 1, and then it will start loading the data. If the minimum cluster is not sufficient, minimum cluster 1 is not sufficient, and then it will increase the maximum clusters to 2, and then even 2 is also not sufficient, and it will increase to 3, and it will increase to 4, and it will increase to 5, like that. So based on the requirement, based on the workload, based on the data processing, based on the data load, the maximum clusters will be increased. So this is the one case data load. Suppose you are submitting complex SQL code. Around 10. You're submitting 10 complex SQL code to execute the SQL code and then to retrieve the data from the Snowflake. So here also what it will do, so it will calculate internally. So when you submit, suppose the user name called XYZ, he has submitted around 3 queries. The user name ABC, he has submitted 4 queries. Another user has submitted 3 queries. So multi-users are submitted to Snowflake to execute their queries. Totally, we have 10 queries in the queue. So based on the workload, based on the complexity of the SQL code, then it will this internally the multi-cluster warehouse will calculate that how many clusters are required for this 10 queries. Then those many clusters will be increased one by one. If sorry, those clusters are those SQL queries are required maximum number of 5 customers, 5 clusters, then it will increase the 1 by 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 1, like that. So, so based on the workload and then based on the data processing, based on the data load, it will calculate and then it will increase the number of clusters. So you can call it as a clusters or a servers. You can call it as a clusters or a servers. It will provide the hardware resources to your actual process. So overall, what is the meaning of this mode equal to auto scale and then scaling policy equal to standard means? So based on the requirement, the maximum number of customers will be added one by one based on the query or then based on the data. So this is about the auto scale and then standard. This is clear or not, guys? If you clear this, then you will be understand further points. If you don't understand, then I will repeat once again. Tell me, confirm me, guys.
Good,
If you are understand, sorry.
Cluster means the space, no, virtual space, where we data stored, like.
No, not in a virtual. No. Sorry. You see, clusters mean. Suppose I will give you example. Just compare for comparison. This is not in a data storage component. Virtual warehouse. This is a completely your hardware component to your Snowflake. Let's consider. So in your system, you will be having the RAM, right? RAM.
Right. Yes.
Suppose if your 4 GB is if 4 GB RAM is not sufficient, then what you will do?
We will increase the RAM
to 8 GB. And then
yes.
The motherboard CPU capacity is not sufficient. What you will do?
We will increase the capacity of the CPU.
Like that only. So the multi-cluster warehouse or single cluster warehouse, purely hardware component. If your existing warehouse size is not sufficient, then you will increase the next size, like that. This is not a storage company. This is completely hardware component. I'm repeating again and again. Fine.
Okay. Yeah.
This point is clear or not clear? If this is clear, then I will go with the auto scale and then economy.
Explain about standard.
Your voice is not clear.
Sir, just once again explain this standard concept.
Standard and then auto scale and then standard. Auto scale and then standard.
Scaling policy standard. Only that.
No. Scaling policy standard. This is the not only a scaling policy standard. The combination of the mode and then scaling policy. It will not come only a standard. So the combination of mode. If you select auto scale, the scaling policy here. I will tell you. That's okay, fine, guys. If you ask me a number of questions also, not a problem. But the thing is, you guys need to understand. See here, the mode. What I said, the mode auto scale. Agree? Mode auto scale. Agree? Say yes or no?
Yes.
And then maximum number of customers, minimum customers. I have selected 1 to 5. Whatever you select. Agree?
Yes.
And then I have selected scaling policy standard. Agree?
Right.
So you can't select only a standard or you can't select only auto scale. This is a combination. So what is the meaning of this overall? I will tell you in one point. So based on the workload, based on the data load, based on the query processing, based on the data processing, your maximum number of customers, if you define as a maximum number of clusters to 6, so first it will check with the minimum. So it will check whether the workload or a data processing or a data load is sufficient with the one cluster, it will check. If it is not sufficient with the one cluster, it will increase to first it will internally it will increase to 2. If this is not sufficient, internally it will increase to 3. Internally it will increase to 4. Internally it will increase to 5. Internally it will increase to 6. As you have defined as a maximum clusters 6. Is that fine or not?
Okay.
And then even for your queries also, so this is about a auto scale and then standard.
Right.
In case
So,
of auto scale and then yeah.
So when we will decide that with the auto we can use the standard or economy maximum.
I will tell you. So I will tell you the differences. So standard, auto scale, and then standard, auto scale, and then economy. Then we will come to know what in which situation we are going to use these things and all. Fine.
And means the cluster which means 1 to 5 that is automatically increase as per the data load, or we have to increase our means like whenever we have a more number of data.
No. See, while creation of a multi-cluster warehouse, you will define like this 1 and then 6. You will give the maximum number of clusters. You will give the 6.
Okay.
Fine.
Means defaultly we provide 1 to 6, right? Likewise.
First you will provide the 1 to 6.
Okay.
What your Snowflake will do based on the requirement, as you have created this maximum number of 6, even though you have provided a maximum number of 6, it will not use the maximum number of 6 customers, because everywhere the costs are involved. If you select the 6, the different size. If it is using the 2, different size. So to save the cost, first it will go with the minimum number of customers. No, minimum number of clusters. Fine.
Right.
So based on your data processing, even though if you select a maximum number of clusters, it will not directly go and then use the maximum number of customers directly. It will start with the one by one. If the things are not sufficient, then it will go to the 6.
Okay.
Is clear or not?
Yes.
Still confusion, huh?
Is internally went to miss 1 by 1, or we have to?
No, that's not internal. See, you defined 6 maximum number of customers 6. Okay.
And then
You define maximum
data.
You have created a virtual warehouse. 1 second.
Right. Yes. And sir, this is you are doing on the app.snowflake.com.
Sorry?
This is you are creating the warehouse in app.snowflake.com, right? Yeah.
No, that I will show you. That I will show you how do you create account, those things and all. Okay. I will show you how do you create those things and all. Don't confuse with that.
Okay. Miss, my question is only that whenever we define 1 to 6, then
Okay.
as per the data, the Snowflake internally increase the suppose we have 10 TB data, then we will we will use only one virtual warehouse, only one. Then
Sorry?
if it is 0.
See, I have created this multi-cluster warehouse.
Okay.
Fine. Multi-cluster warehouse. Edit. See, you are able to see the sample multi-cluster warehouse, right? Sample multi-cluster warehouse. Just now I have created.
Yes,
Fine.
yes. Yes.
I have created sample multi-cluster warehouse with these many details. What are the details I have given? Just let me know.
1 to 6, 10 and standard. Yeah.
I have given these many options. What is the meaning of this means? Directly, it will not use the maximum number of customers. Directly, maximum cluster, it will not use the maximum clusters. It will use one by one. If the things are not sufficient, then it will go into the 6. Fine.
Yeah, correct. That is okay. Okay.
Clear or not clear?
Yes, it's clear. Yes.
Now I will go with the one by one. Jayant.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Yes.
Jayant. And then Manohar. Manohar. What about Rajesh? Hello.
Sir, it's clear, sir, for me.
Right. Raju.
Yes, clear, sir, for me.
Fine. Then we'll go with the other option. So now we have selected standard, which is the auto scale. Now we can go with the economy. Economy. Here also you will select, you will do the same thing. Here also you will select the maximum and then minimum number of clusters like this. What it will do, if you select the economy, in case of a standard, whenever you upload the data or whenever you submitted your complex queries, it will calculate and then it will increase. What this economy will do, suppose if you select a 10 SQL queries to your Snowflake, it will calculate that. It will calculate internally if the 10 queries can be completed within the 6 minutes. If the 10 complex queries can be executed within the 6 minutes, then it will go with the existing clusters. If the 10 queries are not sufficient to execute within the 6 minutes, then it will increase the next clusters. I will tell you once again. Here, so based on the workload, based on the data load, it will increase the next cluster. Here it will wait for the 6 minutes. It will internally calculate by the Snowflake if the queries can be executed within the 6 minutes. Whatever the queries are there in the queue, when you submit, it will be there in the queue in the Snowflake. Whatever the queries are there, whatever the data load size is there, they can able to submit within the 6 minutes, then it will go with the minimum number of cluster number 1. If the things are not able to complete within the 6 minutes, then it will increase the next maximum number of clusters. This is about economy.
Okay.
Guys, clear or not? Tell me.
Yes. Means in this economy, whenever we select the scaling policy and economy, whenever we run the queries, it will wait for 6 minutes approx. After that,
no. Internally, it will not wait. Internally, it will calculate whatever you guys are submitted 10 queries. Internally, it will calculate. Okay. It will consider that I received the 10 queries. I can able to complete these queries within 6 minutes or not. Yes, I am able to complete these queries in 6 minutes. Then it will go with the minimum clusters. If these queries are not able to complete within the 6 minutes, then it will increase with the next maximum number of customers. Clear or not? Tell me.
Okay.
No. Still, if you have any doubts, ask me. Then I will tell you.
Standard is also increasing the cluster and economy is also increasing the cluster. The difference is only that thing. It's
usually see maximum number of customers. The concept is to increase the clusters based on the requirement. But the thing is, the economy is based on the time, the 6 minutes.
Okay. Right. Yes.
Based on the time 6 minutes. The major funda to declare or define a maximum number of customers to give a more capacity to your hard disk. So here is it will calculate internally whatever the queries are there in the queue. If I am able to complete those in 6 minutes, then I will use existing thing, or else I will increase the maximum number of customers, maximum number of clusters. That is the major difference here. But in real scenarios, we will go with this option only. This is the best practice.
Okay.
This is the best practice. And then what about third option is maximized. I will show you here. See, if you select maximized, there is no minimum and then maximum customers. There is no scaling policy. See here, if you select maximized, you will be having the only cluster option. Select some clusters option. So there is no scaling policy. Maximized means if you define clusters as a 5, please observe the difference and then make a note somewhere. If you define a maximized clusters equal to 5 means when you submit all these things, instead of increasing one by one, all the clusters are used for your data processing parallelly. All the defined clusters are used parallelly to complete your task. This is the major difference. So here, based on the capacity, it will increase in these two options. Based on the workload and capacity, the clusters are increased. Fine. So here in maximize and then clusters, it will be maximize and then clusters. It will be used parallelly. All the clusters at a time. Clear or not? But this is not recommendable. Because if you select very small query also, then it will try to use all the clusters at a time. When you use number of more clusters, more clusters, then it will charge that amount onto your organization. So whenever you try to use minimum number of clusters and then minimum number of storage component, then it will charge that much of amount only. If you use more storage capacity and then more hardware disk, virtual warehouse, then it will cost more on your organization. Clear, guys?
Yes.
This is clear or not? Virtual warehouse or virtual multi-cluster warehouse. Guys? No.
Good, Shekhar.
Okay. So in single virtual warehouse, in clustered virtual warehouse, we have a common options, advanced options. I will tell you. Auto resume. Auto suspend. So this is the common for your single virtual warehouse and multi-cluster warehouse. What is this auto resume? Auto resume yes. Auto suspend yes. So here there is no option yes. You need to select this like this. Yes or no, like this. Fine. See, auto resume is nothing but let's discuss about auto suspend yes. What is the meaning? Suppose this is your Snowflake session. This is your Snowflake session. Fine. And this is your virtual warehouse. You created recently, right? This one. Guys, sample multi-cluster warehouse recently. Just now we have created this one. So what it will do, auto suspend. If after 10 minutes, if you give it 10 minutes here, auto suspend, yes. After 10 minutes, if you are not using your virtual warehouse, then it will go automatically into suspension mode. It will go automatically into suspension mode. When it is going into suspension mode, then the charges are not applicable. Charges are not applicable, and then you are saving cost to your organization. Fine. So this is the beautiful option actually. If you are working continuously, then it will be in active mode. If you are not working, continuously 10 minutes, then it will go into a suspension mode. And then again, when you restart your session, then it will come into this one, auto resume. Automatically it will resume, and then it will active. So what is the purpose, and then what is the meaning? What is the benefit of this means? See, you are using your Snowflake for continuous 1 hour. So you kept aside your work and then you went outside. So after 10 minutes, so whatever you used for 1 hour, then it will charge for you. Whenever you kept aside and then you went outside, after 10 minutes, automatically it will go into a suspension mode. So at that time, what it will do, it will stop to charge on you. Then it is saving cost for you. So that is the beauty of the Snowflake. Whatever you use, you are paying for that only. So if you are not using continuously for 1 week, then it is not going to charge on you. So this is the beauty of your Snowflake. Have you cleared these options, guys, or not?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So whatever I have shown you, how do you create a virtual warehouse? This is so we will create again. Just this is the theoretical part. The theoretical part. So this is the syntax to create the virtual warehouse. This is the SQL syntax to create the virtual. We will create one by one. Just this is a theoretical party, theoretical discussion. If you are not clear on this thing, just let me know. If you are clear, then so we will close the session and then we will continue tomorrow with the pricing, how the prices are applicable on your Snowflake when you are using, and then we will see the Snowflake editions by tomorrow. If you are clear, then okay. If you are not clear, just ask me. Then we will discuss all these things. These and all very much important concepts. You need to understand. You need to make a note. You need to remember. You will get a questions, interview questions on also on this concepts. Guys, clear or not? Hello.
Clear. Clear, sir.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, super. If you have any doubts, you can ask me so that we can discuss.
Today only I joined first time. Previous classes, how many classes, sir, previously happened?
May I know your name?
My name is Rajesh Kumar.
Rajesh. That's fine, Rajesh. Whatever happened in previous class, then I will try to provide you the things. Just whatever we have discussed, theoretical things we have discussed. Continue with that.
Yeah.
Then whenever I get a time, then I will let you know all these things. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay, sir.
So we have started with the basics and then the theoretical part. We have not started any like practical things. Just continue with this. Then we will proceed. No, not a problem.
The duration, how many days, sir?
35 classes, Rajesh.
Okay.
Guys, any doubts?
No, sir.
Shall we close the session and continue tomorrow, same time?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you, guys. We will meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Yes.
So you need to contact the institute for the notes.
Okay.
They will give you.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
virtual warehouse will be charged based on the credits. Nothing what? They will measure the charge or cost. So based on the number of credits you use, suppose if you use X small virtual warehouse, so for 1 hour they will allocate you 1 credit. For 1 credit, how much they need to pay? How much they need to charge? They will see for 1 credit $2.7, $4 for different edition, $5.4 into another edition. Suppose if you use large, for 1 hour they are going to consider 8 credits. 8 credits into $2.7 for this edition. 8 credits into $4 for this edition. 5.4 into 8 credits for this edition. So based on that, they are going to charge you guys. Have you clear about this virtual warehouse calculation or not? Tell me.
Yes.
Confirm me, everyone. If you clear, then I will proceed further.
Yes.
Clear,
Yes,
right? So this is about the hardware component usage calculation. What about the storage? See, if you have taken Snowflake subscription. Suppose let's consider this is the January month. So your organization has assumed that the business is going to start from the January, but unfortunately the business got delayed. Already you have taken the subscription, but you are not using. In such case, you need to pay $25 per month if you are not using anything, but you have taken a subscription. And or if you have taken the subscription and you have started to use your Snowflake. In this case, for 1 TB you need $2. For 1 TB you need to pay $40 per month. If you use 100 TB, 100 into $40 per month you need to pay. So the cost will be in two ways actually. You need to pay for the storage and you need to pay for the compute virtual warehouse. So this is the way they are going to charge you guys. Is this clear or not? So this is minimum $25 you need to pay if you are not using. Suppose if you are using, you started to load the data, so you need to pay $40 per TB. If you use 500 GB, then it will be divided into that part. So like that it will go. So this is about the pricing details on your hardware resources and your storage component. Clear or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the different virtual warehouse sizes. So these are the credits. These credits are very much important. So based on these credits, they have already defined. Boss, if you created your virtual warehouse with the medium size, so in this case, we are going to allocate you 4 credits per hour, and then 4 into, so based on the edition, and then that $2.7 like that they are going to charge you. So this is very much important. You have to understand what is the different size of warehouse sizes and what are the credits, how they are going to start pricing on you. So this is about the pricing. If you have any doubts in the understanding on the pricing, just let me know. We will discuss and then we will proceed further. If you are clear, just confirm me. Then we will discuss next topics. And also, always I am trying to tell you, please make a note somewhere as a running note. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Guys, clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then we'll go to discuss the different editions are available in the Snowflake. Different editions. We have 4 editions actually: standard, enterprise, business critical, virtual private. So I'm repeating once again. So you need to make a note also. So we have a standard edition, we have an enterprise edition, we have a business critical edition, we have a virtual private edition. So these are the 4 types of editions we have in Snowflake. In general or in projects, we are using this business critical. Edition for our business purpose. We are using this business critical for our business purpose in our companies. Then we'll see what are the options are available, what are the different benefits or great features are available in the each editions. The standard is very basic edition. Here, whatever the data is you are going to store, that is in an encryption format. Time travel is up to 1 day. Now, the time travel is one of the great feature in Snowflake. What is the meaning of the time travel? Time travel means, suppose already I have explained in very first class, but let me repeat that one. Time travel nothing but if the data is modified from the table. So after modification of the data from the table, so you came to know that. So this is not the whatever you have done the modification, then that is not that is not a good modification. You need to restore the original data into your table. So in such scenario, in Snowflake has provided you an option, the time travel option. Nothing but you can go back to the history of the table, and then you can bring the original data and restore the original data to table. So in the standard edition, this history will be available for only 1 day. So suppose if you done the modification to the table today 6 o'clock, till tomorrow 6 o'clock, you can able to go to the history of the table and then bring the original data and then restore the data. It will available for only 1 day. If you cross that 1 day, then it is not possible. And then what about the disaster recovery? Disaster recovery nothing but suppose if databases go offline, then you can able to bring that into online. What about this data share? Data share nothing but a secure data share. So you can able to share the data between the Snowflake accounts. This is about your standard edition. Coming to the enterprise edition, whatever the features are available in the standard, that will be available. That is very basic. Second one is multi-cluster warehouse. Yesterday we have discussed single warehouse and then multi-cluster warehouse. In standard edition only you can work with a single warehouse. This enterprise edition will be supporting the multi-cluster warehouse also. This time travel in enterprise edition will be there for 90 days. In case of standard, time travel will be available only 1 day. In case of enterprise, time travel option will be around till 90 days. So this is a great feature actually. So suppose 90 days means if you have done your modifications today, till 90 days, if you want to bring the data, then it will be available for the 90 days. So within the time, any time you can able to go back to the history of the table and then bring the data. And then next, what is this materialized views? Materialized views, one of the concept in Snowflake which is used to improve your improve the performance of your SQL query. Suppose your select statement is taking around 5 seconds to return the data. On top of that, if you create a materialized view, then you can able to bring the data in within 1 second. The beauty of this materialized view is it will improve the performance of your SQL query. It will improve the performance of your SQL query, where your SQL query is taking 1 minute, but your materialized view will give the result within a fraction of seconds. That is the great feature of great benefit of your materialized view. Search optimization, column level security, these things are provided in enterprise option. In business critical, so whatever the features are available in the enterprise edition, by default that will be there. Additionally, all the objects, all the things are encrypted everywhere. All the options, whatever you are going to create the objects, those are encrypted everywhere in the internally. We can't see those encryption and all, but internally it is happening. Internally it is happening. So that is a great feature. What already enterprise edition has the so many features. Those features are available with the business critical plus this data encryption everywhere, and then failover and then disaster recovery. So failover and then disaster recovery, nothing but if your database is crash, and then you can able to bring that database into online. So this is the great feature in the business critical edition. What about the virtual private? All business critical features are available in the virtual private, and then the extra is you need to create a separate environment, separate servers for different environments. Suppose if you are maintaining QA server, if you are maintaining testing server, if you are maintaining dev server, if you are maintaining production server, so for that you need to create a separate servers in your virtual private. So this is about your Snowflake editions, guys. Any doubts in this? These are some theoretical parts. You will get the interview questions. What are the different types of editions are available in Snowflake, and explain them. And also you will get the what is warehouse, what is multi-clustering warehouse, and what is the Snowflake architecture, how many layers are there, what are the functionality of those architecture. Can you explain all those things? These are the theoretical concepts. So you have to, for sure, you have to remember, understand, and explain thoroughly. Whatever we are discussing in the sessions, if you understand that and explain it clearly, whatever we have discussed here, that is 100%, 1000% more than enough, guys. That's why I am asking you. I will share you the note. Along with me. You also prepare your some points in your notes, so that you will check the material and then you will check the note, so you will become a comfortable. If you get any doubts, again you will come back to me and we will discuss on the same topic, so that you will become a comfortable. So this is about the editions, guy. Any doubts? Let me know. Just open your mouth, guys.
No, sir, but I wanted to know, in a typical real-time environment or a real-time project, typically a dev or QA or a production environment, what are the additions might be there? I mean, will be there. Whether the dev will be having only standard edition, or whether the QA having enterprise edition only, or the production might.
Usually in our real scenarios in organization, we all are using business critical for all the requirements.
Okay.
Next question. If you don't have any questions, then we'll move into another topic to discuss.
No, sir. Understood.
Fine.
Yeah, then we'll go how to connect to Snowflake. Web user interface. Second one is NoSQL through the DOS command. Through the DOS command. So we can able to connect your Snowflake. You can able to connect your Snowflake using your web user interface or using Snowflake or NoSQL using DOS command. And also apart from this, we have some other options also, but majorly we are using these two options only. Some other options also available, JDBC drivers, ODBC drivers, those things and all. But in real time scenarios, as per my experience, we have used only these two options. Only these two options. Then, as part of our regular classes, daily we are using this web user interfaces, this NoSQL and then DOS command things. We will be having the one session, how do we use this NoSQL. Then now we'll see how to create the Snowflake account. How to create the Snowflake account. Fine. You need to follow the steps and create yourself. And then we'll explore what are the options are available in your Snowflake account. Then go to Google. So here, make a note somewhere. Snowflake.com. Snowflake.com. Guys, have you make a note? Snowflake.com.
Yes.
I need confirmation from all, because you need to create account from your end. This is the free account. This is a free account. It will be available for the 1 month. You can practice in that environment. You need to create. Which is very easy step. You can create from your end also. Just you need to follow what I am doing, right? Just this is snowflake.com. Enter the snowflake.com. Then you will get into this home page. Click on the start for free. Click on the start for free. So here, provide your all the details. First name, I will give the Durga Soft. Email ID, I will give my email ID. It will go into that. I will give the company name as Durga Soft. Role you need to select consultant. Location you need to select as India. Guys, are you following or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So you need to give your personal details here. So once you have given everything, just continue. Click on the continue. See here, you need to select edition, standard or enterprise or business critical. I am selecting a business critical. You need to make a note down. You need to select a business critical option. This is the option to select the edition. Once you select the business critical, this is the option to select the cloud provider. You need to select the AWS. Guys, you are following or not?
This phones.
Yeah.
Super. So you need to select the AWS. See here, it is asking continental information. So as we have selected India, just select this Asia Pacific, Singapore. Then click on the get started. Click on the get started. Click on the get started. Now it will ask this many options. You can skip this one. You can skip this one. You can skip this one. See, now you are now signed up. An email to activate your account has been sent to your email ID. I will log in into my email ID. Here you will get one link to activate the account. Snowflake.com. Activate your Snowflake account. Click on this. Click to activate. Click to activate. Then it will navigate to this page. Now give the username and then password. So this is the key here. You need to make a note this username and then password. I will give the Durga Soft user 11. One second. So you need to give the username and you need to give the password and confirm password and then get started. So this is your home page of this is your home page of your Snowflake account. You need to make a note down like this. This is your account URL. This is username. This is password for your account. You need to save somewhere so that you can able to log in daily and then work. So this is the your when you create an account, then you will get this page at very first. So have you make a note down all the steps, guys?
Yes, sir.
See, when you get here this option, first option is worksheets. If you click on this worksheet, see here, you will have a plus worksheet. If you click on this, so from this option, from here you can able to query your SQL queries in this area. So this is one of the option. So worksheets where you are going to write your SQL queries. Next, data. So here you can able to create the database. Fine.
Yes.
So here if you want to create any new database, you can able to create new database. If you want to create any schemas, then you can able to create the new schemas from here. Like that. See, first one is worksheets is important, data is important, and then this. In admin, here we have warehouse option. Here you need to create your warehouse. So these are the three options you have to understand. So once go into your worksheet, then click on this latest one. So here you can able to create your own database. Create database sample database. So here you can able to see your sample database like that. So for now, just whatever we have followed the steps, you create from your end and then start exploring on the things. Whatever you can able to explore, you can explore, and whatever you need to understand, you can understand. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start using the coding and then the actual Snowflake practical sessions. But before that, you need to create an account and be ready with, align with me, so that whatever we are going to discuss in the session, as a theoretical part and then coding part, I am going to share with you. Then you can able to practice from your end also.
Okay.
Guys, let me know if you have any trouble in understanding how to create the Snowflake account or something else. Why I am stopping till here means, at any cost, 100% you need to create account today. While coming to tomorrow session, you have to be ready with your account. So only after completion of the tomorrow session, I am going to share with you all the code, all the things, so that right immediately you can able to do the practice. Next, if you are not creating, if you are unable to create the account, if you are not able to create the account, you are not ready, then you are lacking, and then you are not able to do the practice, and then it is problem for you. So that what I am suggesting you, whatever the queries, whatever the difficulties you face, you need to at any cost create the account and be ready with for tomorrow's class. That's why I am stopping the session here. Fine, guys.
Okay, sir.
Any difficulties
Okay,
here?
sir. No, sir.
No, right? All good.
Yes, all good.
Tomorrow we will meet at same 6 a.m. guys.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll close the session for today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, so yeah, let's get started, guys, without any further ado. Before that, a quick formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shur, and I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. EC Council is the leading organization for cybersecurity domain certifications. Okay, and the demo that we have today is on the first foundational course called Certified Ethical Hacking. Okay, and the version of this course that is running at the moment is version 11, the latest one. Okay. So again, before we get started, this is a common question that I usually ask students, again, to understand their perspective on this topic. So again, guys, don't worry, even if you don't know the answer, or if you're not sure about it, still just try to initiate, and let's keep the session a bit interactive and fun rather than just keeping it one-sided. So a quick sample question, like, according to you, in your perspective, what do you think hacking is? Anyone? Again, guys, don't worry. I am not asking for any definitive answers or exact to the point answers. Whatever comes to your mind, okay, whatever you think hacking is, please let me know. Anyone?
Try to breaking the system.
Trying to breaking the system. Is that breaking right? I mean, did I get it right? Break into
To
the
access
system?
Yes, try to
to access your personal things like computer, mobile.
Oh, okay. Trying to break into the system
Uh,
or access personal things.
Unauthorized access to the system or data.
Unauthorized access to the system or data. That's a great answer. Again, all answers are perfectly right. There's nothing wrong with them. Perfectly correct answers. Anything else, guys? Does anyone else want to add anything to it? Right, perfect. No worries, guys. Thank you so much for those answers. Those are exactly right. There is nothing wrong with them. Okay, but if I had to just add upon that hacking, that definition, I would add it as hacking is the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Okay, these information systems could be anything. They could be from as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server or a database or the cloud organization as well. Okay, and this is done without the permission or without the consent and knowledge of the person owning those systems. Okay. So if those systems belong to a third party person, that person does not know that someone is trying to gain access to their information or the data. Okay. And this is usually performed by hackers for their own benefit. So once they get access to the systems, they can steal the data, destroy the data, or sell the data as well to other third party vendors. Okay. Now, depending on this definition, we easily understand that hacking is a malicious job. It is a criminalistic task. If it is such a bad thing to do, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? Is the second question. Because ethical is something which is legal, which is allowed. And how can it stand beside the word hacking, which is completely contradictory? So to define ethical hacking, on the other hand, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay, a vulnerability is nothing but a flaw or a loophole in the information system. So usually manufacturers might make mistakes somewhere here or there in the coding of the application. Okay, so that gives rise to something known as weaknesses in the information system, or in technical terms, it is also called as vulnerabilities. Okay, and this vulnerability finding or the process of trying to find these vulnerabilities is done with the consent and permission of the organization. Okay, so this is done in order to report it back to the target, okay, or to the authority, so that they can apply the appropriate patch for it. And once a patch is applied, that vulnerability is closed. It closes the doorway for the hacker to cause any harm. So thereby, with ethical hacking, we're trying to increase the security of the organization rather than cause any harm. Okay. So that is the main difference, guys, between hacking and ethical hacking. Where in hacking, we are trying to find, again, the hacker tries to take advantage of those vulnerabilities and tries to get information access. But in ethical hacking, you're trying to find those vulnerabilities, you're trying to report them back to get them patched so that you can increase the security. Okay, so I hope these two definitions are clear, guys. Again, if you have any questions or if you have any queries, or if you want me to repeat something, please do not hesitate to let me know. Okay, feel free to interrupt me at any certain point. Okay, so now, depending on these two definitions, guys, of hacking and ethical hacking, we can categorize the types of hackers. So basically, there's three types. There's someone known as a black hat hacker, a gray hat hacker, and a white hat hacker. A black hat hacker can also be termed as a cyber criminal who performs hacking for his own benefit, okay, or sometimes even just for fun, without asking for consent. On the other end of the scale, we have the white hat hacker. Okay, white hat hackers are also known as ethical hackers or penetration testers. These are the people who abide by the laws and policies of the organization, and they work hand in hand with them to find the vulnerabilities and report it back. They do that so that they can secure the infrastructure rather than causing any harm. Now, in between, there's a third category, also known as gray hat hackers. Now, from the name itself, you can figure out they have some qualities of the black hat hacker as well as the white hat hacker, hence a mixture. Okay, so like a black hat hacker, they don't ask for permission before finding the vulnerabilities, but once they find the vulnerability, they report it back to the organization. Okay, and that is done in return for a bounty. A bounty is nothing which benefits them. It could be a financial reward or a reputational reward, anything which benefits them or their careers. Right? So all these three types of hackers, whether it be a black hat hacker or a gray hat hacker or a white hat hacker, they perform hacking or ethical hacking in a certain number of steps. Right? And those steps collectively are called as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. Okay. Now let me list those steps out one by one so that you can have a clear picture of what the whole course is about, and then we'll briefly discuss about all of them. Okay, so you can ask your questions regarding those. Okay, so the first step that you perform in hacking cycle or cyber kill chain is known as information gathering. Now, certain organizations term this step in different names. They can also call it as reconnaissance or footprinting. Second step is known as scanning. It can also be referred to as enumeration. Third step is gaining access. Fourth step is maintaining access. And the last step is known as reporting or clearing traces. Now, the reason I've specifically mentioned "or" in the last step over here is because that is where it makes all the difference between the white hat hackers and black hat hackers. If you are a white hat hacker or an ethical hacker, you would perform the first 4 steps and then you would generate a report with all the vulnerabilities and the solutions for that and submit it to the organization. But if you're a black hat hacker, obviously you're not going to submit the vulnerabilities, but you're going to take advantage of them. You're going to attack the system, get access to the data, steal the data, and then remove all the evidences, which is nothing but clearing the traces or removing the footprints. Okay. So any questions or doubts, guys, up to this part before I proceed further into the technical part? Any queries or any confusion at the moment? Again, guys, I hope the audio and video is fine. Any issues with my audio or video?
Okay. What is this enumeration, sir?
Again, yeah, we'll be coming to that, guys. We'll discuss each of these steps one by one so you have a better understanding of what all of them are. Okay. At the moment, until now, here there are no questions, right? Because I guess there's some issues with the audio or video. Some people are exiting and rejoining again. Any issues, any technical issues with my audio or video at the moment? Okay, perfect.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Oh, my voice is breaking. 1 second, guys. Okay, hello, 1 2 3, hello, 1 2 3.
Now it is
guys,
okay.
It's okay, right? Right, perfect.
Clear, sir.
Right. Let's proceed now, guys, and understand each of these steps one by one so you have a clear picture of what they are. So the first step is information gathering. Again, as the name itself suggests, this step involves the hacker or the ethical hacker to gather as much data as possible about your penetration testing target. Okay. And all this information is gained passively. What I mean by passively is that you get this information from other third-party sources rather than contacting the organization directly. Okay. So for example, if I have a target like Wipro.com, about Wipro.com, I'll start searching online for all the material for it, okay, all the data regarding Wipro.com servers. Okay. The main question is, what kind of data are we talking about over here? And this is the information that we require. So firstly, we try to figure out all the IP addresses and the range of IPs used by the Wipro's main servers or the secondary servers. Then the who is records to understand who is hosting Wipro.com and since when has it been hosting itself. Then the DNS records to understand what information is stored in their DNS servers, domain name servers. Then employee details such as their contact numbers, their email addresses, their usernames and passwords which are leaked, and their home addresses if possible, and so on. So then the domains and the subdomains of Wipro's website and the operating system information, like what OSs are being used by the servers that are linked with Wipro.com. Now, trust me, this guys, that all this information is available online to be gathered. So if I show you a very basic example, let's say if I wanted to find the DNS records for Wipro's organization, all I have to do is go to the browser, and in the browser, I can search for a website called DNS Dumpster. This website is available for free for anyone to access. You can click on the first link. And over here, you can just search for Wipro.com. And you can click on search. And now this is going to fetch and give you all the information about the Wipro's DNS servers. So first things first, it tells you where the Wipro servers are being located on the geolocation map. So it tells us that there are 4 DNS servers for Wipro. As you can see, these are their host names, exact host names. And these are the exact public IPs. These IP addresses are very important for a hacker or an ethical hacker to proceed with the further steps of scanning and enumeration. Okay. After that, we can see that there's the host record telling us what are the Wipro servers IP addresses and subdomains IP addresses. So this is the main Wipro.com server, which is being hosted on the IP 66.7.148.227. Again, this information is very relevant for a hacker or an ethical hacker to proceed further. Further down, you can also see it also gives us the complete network topology. So this is how Wipro servers are connected to one another, and we have the whole network topology with the host names and their IP addresses. Okay, so this is basically whole Wipro's organization, main server data. So again, this data is readily available, guys, for anyone to be accessed. That is not the vulnerability. Wipro themselves manually give out this data so that everyone around the world can access their servers. If this information is not given out, not many people will be able to access Wipro services and the website. Okay, the giving out of information is not wrong over here, but not checking if the information that you're giving is secure or not is the vulnerability. Okay, so we have to see that whatever Wipro is disclosing, all these servers one by one are completely secure. Okay, after information gathering is done, then we go with the next phase, which is known as scanning or enumeration. Now, one of you asked me what scanning or enumeration is. This is nothing but trying to get some extra information about the target by making active connections. What I mean by active connections is that you will directly connect to Wipro servers, and from them you will try to fetch the information. Okay. Similarly, when we talk about enumeration, that is about gathering as much information as possible about all the services that are running on the target organization. So in a Wipro's organization, you might have DNS servers, DHCP servers, SNMP servers, Telnet servers, SSH servers. These are the multiple servers, multiple web servers, or multiple other organizational servers. So about each of that server, you need to get information, like what version of services are they running and what applications are they running. So enumeration is trying to gather information about all the servers one by one by making active connections with them. Okay, so you're directly going to ping those servers and you try to fetch the information from them directly rather than contacting any third-party organization. Now, when we talk about scanning or enumeration, there are three types of them. There's something known as network scanning, then port scanning, and then finally vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, we can try to figure out on the target network what all devices are active. Okay, so what operating systems are they using, what servers are available, what client operating systems are there. So trying to understand what all devices are they using, IDS, IPS, routers, switches, what all devices are there. On those devices, then you perform port scanning. Port scanning is where you try to figure out what ports are open, and on those ports, what services are there running. Okay, what applications are there running. Then finally, you perform vulnerability scanning to figure out on those services, are there any vulnerabilities? Are there any weaknesses that you can attack on? So during this phase, we'll be using two important tools called Nmap and Nessus. So if I just search for enable Nessus over here, this is the tool that is used in organizations as well. So if I click on the first link, as you can see, this is Nessus Professional. If I click on buy, it's around $4,000 for 1 year subscription. Okay, quite an expensive tool, and this is the same tool that is used in real-time scenarios. So we'll be working on the same tool in our classes as well. We'll try to understand how to use this tool and how to run or perform vulnerability scanning. The reason why I'm showing you all this is just to make you understand that we will be using real-time scenario tools. Okay, whatever is used in organizations at the moment, we are up to date with those tools. Okay, after if I show you example, as you can see, I have the Nessus installed on my system over here. I'll show you how you can install on your system as well. And you can see, you can perform various types of scans. And once you scan a system, it shows all the vulnerabilities one by one. The critical vulnerabilities or medium vulnerabilities, information-based vulnerabilities. Again, don't get too confused, guys. We'll again learn how to understand this report. What are these vulnerabilities? What are these different levels of vulnerabilities? We'll understand all that. Okay. But basically, Nessus is a tool which can perform network scanning or port scanning and try to understand what vulnerabilities are there on each and every system. So this is an automated tool. We'll learn how to perform automated testing and get a report from it. Once you get a report, you need to perform manual testing also. Okay, and that is nothing but our next phase, which is gaining access. Okay, So this is a huge concept. It covers a vast variety of topics, guys. We'll discuss them one by one. Okay, so the first topic that we'll be learning in gaining access is system hacking. So in system hacking, we'll understand how we can crack or bypass a Windows operating system password. So if you have Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 10 or Windows 11, does not matter. Okay, whatever operating system you have, how do we crack that operating system? How do we get the information about their passwords? If you are unable to get the passwords, how can we bypass authentication and get access to the internal files is what we learn in system hacking. After that comes malware attacks. Malwares are nothing but, in short, malicious softwares. So we'll practically learn how to create each of these malwares, whether it be viruses or worms or trojans, spyware, whatever it be. We'll understand how malwares are generated and how we can protect our system from malwares. Or if there is a malware already installed, how can we detect that malware and prevent it from running further or causing any further harm. Okay, then there's a bonus topic called malware advanced. This is again not included in the CH curriculum. We have just added it as a bonus topic for students to have better understanding about malwares. In this, we'll be sharing the resources to understand how you can create your own malwares by using Python program. So just in case if you know Python, well and good. If not, also not an issue. We'll be sharing the resources as extra material to understand. So if you are interested in malware development or so, this is a very important bonus topic for you. After that comes network penetration testing. In this, we'll learn all the common network attacks. So in a network, you have multiple, again, devices, IDS, IPS, multiple different types of servers, like mail server or DNS servers, DHCP servers, SNMP servers, and so on. So we'll understand how to check for vulnerabilities on each of these servers. Along with that, we can perform a few attacks as well. Sniffing attack, man-in-the-middle attack, denial of service attack, or distributed denial of service attacks, DDoS, okay, and hacking Wi-Fi routers, trying to crack the password of Wi-Fi routers and getting access to those routers. All this comes under network penetration testing, okay, all the common attacks that we can perform in a local network. After that comes social engineering, where we learn how hackers create fake websites, okay, whether it be facebook.com, instagram.com, twitter.com, or flipkart.com. How are hackers creating fake login pages? And from those fake login pages, how are they getting the passwords, credentials? So we learn what phishing attacks are, what are the other social engineering attacks through which hackers manipulate victims into getting their passwords. Okay, so we'll learn all that, and we'll also understand how to prevent these attacks, how to distinguish between a fake page and an original page, and so. After that, we have web application pen testing. In this, we'll learn all the common vulnerabilities that exist on websites. So again, websites also have some weaknesses, okay, on which attackers can exploit and try to get access to the internal web server data or the internal database data, and so on. So to list out a few, there's vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, file upload vulnerability. Now, might sound very technical, guys, but these are the weaknesses using which hackers can get access to your information, to your passwords and usernames. Okay. After that, finally comes hacking mobile phones, where we learn how we can hack an Android phone and get access to that Android phone remotely. After gaining access is done, then we have maintaining access and maintaining access, reporting and clearing traces, where we learn how we can maintain persistent connections. So if the target is restarting his system or shutting it down and starting after a very long time, how do we get access to that data? How do we still stay connected to the victim machine is what we learn in maintaining access. After that comes reporting or clearing traces, where I'll show you how you can generate a report and submit to your client or submit to your organization, or how do you remove the evidences. So this course is designed in such a way where we learn both the perspectives of a black hat hacker as well as a white hat hacker. Okay. And it's designed in a completely practical way, no theoretical nonsense. Every day we'll have a class for 1 hour, where the first 20 minutes we'll discuss the theoretical part, understanding what that attack is or how to prevent that attack. And then the remaining 40 minutes we'll discuss the practical part of it, okay, with real-time scenario tools. To list out a few tools, we'll be using this tool such as Nessus, we'll be using Nmap, we'll be using Burp Suite, we'll be using the whole main Kali operating system, okay, which I have over here, as you can see. Okay. Before that, let me show the course content as well, guys, very quickly. So yeah, this is over here, the course content for the whole course. Okay. And the course is for a duration of 35 days. where we learn from the very basics itself. So most of the students ask this as a question, like, sir, are there any prerequisites? Do we need to learn something else separately? No, this course is designed in such a way where even a 10th standard student can come and learn the course without any trouble. Okay, because all the prerequisites are included in the course itself. So before we dive into the advanced concepts, there's a few prerequisites which we will cover. The first few introductory classes. First things first, we learn about networking basics. We learn what IP addresses are, what are IPv4 addresses, what are IPv6 addresses, what is a DNS server, what is DHCP server, all the important protocols, what is TCP protocol, what is UDP protocol. We'll discuss all that in networking basics. Then we'll jump into virtualization. Okay, virtualization, because as you can see over here, I'm running my Windows 11 operating system. On top of this, I'm running my Kali OS. Kali is a Linux-based operating system. Okay, and we need to install this. The reason being, this comes pre-installed with all the penetration testing tools. So for information gathering, web application attacks, password attack, Wi-Fi attack, all these tools are available in Kali Linux. These are not available for you in Windows. So that is why we need to understand how to install this Kali operating system. Okay, and for that, we need a tool such as VMware. VMware is a virtualization software. This allows you to install multiple operating systems on the same machine. So I have my Kali OS, I have my Windows 7 OS. All of these are running on my Windows 11 operating system, as you can see. Okay, so on my Windows 11, I can run my Kali, Windows 7, whatnot, as many operating systems as I want. After that is done, then we learn basic Linux and Windows commands, because as I've mentioned, we'll be using Kali Linux. So we need to know how to operate that OS. Okay, so we'll understand what the basic Kali commands are. We'll get familiar or comfortable with the Linux environment, and then we'll dive into the advanced concepts. Okay, so there's a few extra concepts there mentioned as well, as you can see over here: cryptography, reverse engineering, IoT, cloud security. These are not mentioned in the presentation for us, but these are all the topics that we'll be covering. Okay, the whole course duration is around 1 month, guys, 30 to 35 days, and we'll have a class from Monday to Friday onwards for every day for 1 hour. Okay, and the timings will be same. We'll have timings at 8 p.m. Every class will be recorded, and you'll be getting the recordings as well online, which we will have permanent access to. So just in case if you're missing out any class, you can access the recordings whenever you want. Okay, if needed, we can take backup classes as well on Saturdays and Sundays, just in case if there's a lot of absence. Okay, so yeah, that's that, guys. A quick introduction on what the course is and how long the duration of the course is. If you have any questions, you can shoot at me right now. Please let me know, guys. Any queries? Anything that you want me to repeat or so?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, why we use that websites that you show before this PPT?
Sorry, Yogesh, I didn't get your question. Can you please repeat?
Sir, we as you said that we use some websites for ethical hacking. So that website that you opened before this PPT, I'm asking about that website.
The DNS dumpster website, as you can see, this is for information gathering, trying to gather information about any certain client. So before we perform hacking, it's very necessary that we know all the data about that organization or the data about that target. So in order to get that data, we have to visit these third-party websites. Okay, sometimes your organization might not give you that data sufficient for us. Okay, that is why we need to gather that information from other third-party sources, websites like DNS dumpster and so on. Okay, the more the data you have, the more possibilities you have to attack the system. Okay, the more attack vectors you can find or possible paths you can find to attack the system. Okay, so that is why it is necessary to access these websites and get the data about our target from these websites.
Okay, so understood.
Right. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, which type of penetration testing we are going to learn here?
Again, CEH is a very comprehensive course, guys. We're not going to be going into any advanced level penetration testing, but we will learn all the kinds of, whether it be web application pen testing or network penetration testing or system hacking or Android pen testing. We'll be covering the basics of all of them. This is a course designed for people who are completely new to cybersecurity and we can't leave out any endpoint. So we need to understand how to perform network security testing. We need to perform web security testing, Android security testing as well, and Windows or Linux security testing as well. So we'll be learning all of them one by one. Okay, we'll be covering each and every endpoint that is left, as you can see over here in the course content. Okay, but as I've mentioned, we won't be going in depth of all of them. We'll learn how to check for security vulnerabilities, basic vulnerabilities, and how to remediate them, how to remove those vulnerabilities. Okay, if you want to learn about any advanced after CEX is done, then you can go with advanced courses such as web application pen testing for bug bounty. This course is specifically designed only for website security testing. So in this, we'll be going with OWASP Top 10. Okay, this is an organization which gives you the list of necessary vulnerabilities that you have to test for. And this course only focuses on web applications, nothing else. Okay, so after CEX is done, then you can choose a specific domain, and depending on your interest, you can choose your specialization. Okay, whether it be website security or Android security or network security or cloud security and so on. So
Okay, sir. Thank you.
right. Any other questions, guys?
No, sir.
Right. Okay.
After
So
course completion, certification provided.
yes, if anyone is interested in writing the CEX certification as well, we provide support for that also. There's complete pass guarantee. So I usually handle the certifications myself. So if you're planning on writing a
So this is
certification,
job guarantee.
this is what? Sorry.
Job guarantees.
Sorry, I didn't get you guys. Can you please repeat that? Hello.
After this course, his job is.
He's asking
Oh,
a placement
yeah.
assistance.
Job assistance. Again, guys, at Durga Soft, you're not going to be providing any confirm guarantee that we'll be placing you in an organization, but we'll be sharing your resume once you forward it to our consultancies. Okay. So in the price of 8,000 rupees, we are only including the course content with the course completion certificate. And if you're planning on writing a certification, we will give you certification support as well. Okay. So at that price of 8,000 rupees, we are not in contact with the complete job placement facility, but we do have few consultancies where we can give you your resumes too. Okay. Once you're done with the resume preparation, I'll be helping you out in understanding how to create a resume as well, depending on a cybersecurity profile. I'll be also sharing the common interview questions, and I have a few references as well to whom I can forward your resumes. Okay. And again, we will be giving you the interview calls, and you can start attending interviews over there. Okay. Again, it depends on your skill set and your practice on how well you do the interview. So we don't guarantee anything, but we will definitely show you where you can start applying. If it's necessary, I can just give you one source now itself. You can, after your course is done, this is the common website that I usually suggest for students, jobs.null.community. This is a website only specifically for cybersecurity job roles. Okay, nothing else. As you can see, null jobs. This is the website. Okay, and these are all the different domains, and you can start searching over there. So if you're a complete fresher, just click on freshers or internships, and these are at the moment these are the available placements. Okay, so for internships, okay, if you're not into internships, if you want a specific job role, you can start applying for VAPT, vulnerability assessment and pen testing. These are the ones at the moment for cybersecurity. After the course is done, you can start applying over here also. So this is one website that I suggest to most of the students once the course is done, so start applying for jobs. Okay. So again, how well you do, it depends on your skill set and your practicing guides. Okay. And this website is specifically only for cybersecurity jobs, nothing else. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
No, sir. Thank you.
Right. Again, if you practice properly and if you're done with the course, guys, and if you're thorough with all the concepts, getting a job in these portals is not that tough. Okay, there's a lot of students from our previous batches as well who have searched for jobs in this null.job.co.in, and they found their internships and their jobs. Okay, so again, as I've mentioned, once you sit for the interview, it's all on you. Okay, so it depends on your preparation of how well or bad you do. So we can't guarantee anything, okay, because that's on your skill set, but we can at least show you where you can start applying for jobs. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Nothing further for our session today. And yeah, if you have any queries, again over here is my number. Just in case if you have any queries, technical queries, you can let me know. This is the number over here, 7680069
Hello.
768.
Hello.
Yeah, guys, I can hear you. Prabin, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know. Actually, I'm a working professional.
Right.
I'm working on the front end side, but wanted to move into this domain. So, what suggestions could you, give me on that side?
Again, same, I would recommend if you're completely new to this domain, go with Certified Ethical Hacking, CH version 11. This is a foundational course for people completely new. So you'll be learning everything from scratch. After that is done, if you possible, if time and financial permits you, you can write the certification as well from EC Council. So there'll be a CH examination for 125 questions. Okay. And if you give 75% of them right, you get certified from EC Council. You get a certificate from the US organization. Okay. So that adds edge to your resume. If not, if you are not, again, certification is quite costly. It's around $500. So if you're not planning on writing the certification, I would recommend doing some extra advanced courses as well after CH is done, and then add that at least to the resume to build some edge again. Okay.
Okay. And is there any coding involved here, or is it into completely into, the
No,
security part?
not at all. In CEH, you don't have any requirement for coding level language. But if you're planning on going for some advanced courses like web application pen testing or mobile security testing, there you might need to have some basic knowledge. Okay. So when we talk about web application, it is necessary that you have basic knowledge on HTML and JavaScript. Okay. But when we talk about CEH, the foundational course, for this we have no requirement for any coding level language knowledge.
Okay. And what kind of roles are we can apply after the completion of this course? Like someone is if having 5 years of experience and he has transited into this particular cyber security, what kind of roles would be available?
Again, as you can see over here, these are the roles that you can start applying for. VAPT assurance lead, VAPT senior security analyst, cyber security consultant. These are all the job roles. Penetration tester, security analyst, or monitoring job roles, and so on. Vulnerability assessment. These are the job roles you can start applying for.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Right. Any other questions, guys? Right. Assuming there's no more questions, guys. So yeah, that's that for a session. Nothing further. Again, we'll be starting the course from Monday onwards, guys. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we'll be having the same demo. So just in case if you have joined late also, you can join tomorrow as well at the same time. And if not, you can directly join the course on Monday. Okay. If you have any further technical queries, guys, here's my contact number as I've mentioned already. Although if you have any queries regarding the course date or again course fees regarding that, you can contact the institute. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Sure. So I'm gonna be exiting, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the demo. And yeah, if there's any queries, please do let us know how we can help you. Okay. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Hello, guys. Can you hear me now? Biswajit Singh, Rakesh, Ravikiran, Maman, Shiva, Sujata. I hope I'm audible now, guys. Yeah, Biswajit. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Right, perfect. So let's just wait for 2 more minutes, guys, for the other people to join as well. And then we'll be starting the session. Until then, if you have any queries or if you have any questions before we start the session, you could please let me know.
Sir,
Yes, I
excuse
can
me,
hear
sir. Yeah. So is this the same demo was on Sunday?
Yes, the same demo itself, guys.
Oh, okay. I have attended on Sunday, so I thought it would be some different or what. Okay.
No, it's the same demo, guys. A shorter version of that same demo. Again, we'll be starting the live classes, or for the course is going to start from Monday onwards. So just in case we're planning on joining the course, you can join from Monday. The first class will be on networking concepts.
Okay, thank you.
Tomorrow as well, we'll have one last demo. So Thursday and Friday, today and tomorrow will be the last demo sessions, just in case if students have missed out the previous demos, they can join. That's one last chance for them. And then from Monday, we'll be starting the course itself. Yeah, okay. So just in case, guys, if there's anyone who has already attended this demo session, again, just a heads up, this is going to be the same demo. It's not going to be any different from the previous ones. Okay, this is just backup sessions or backup demos for people who could not join earlier. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Sir, it means I can directly join on Monday because yesterday I was also present.
Yeah, sure, guys. Again, as I've mentioned, it's the same demo. It's not gonna be any different. So this is only for people who are completely new to it, who have not attended the previous demo sessions. So if you have already attended the demo session, guys, you can join back on Monday itself directly.
Okay, and the timing will be same at 8 p.m.
Same time, 8 o'clock in the night.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, guys, so let's get started without any further ado. Before I get started, a quick formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. EC Council is the leading organization for cybersecurity domain certifications. Okay, and one of the courses that it provides for people who are completely new to this domain is Certified Ethical Hacking version 11. This is the latest version of the course that is running at the moment, and this is a course designed in such a way for people who are completely new to this domain. So if you have no knowledge about what cybersecurity is or what hacking or ethical hacking is, this is the course to get started with. Okay. So before I proceed further, this is a common question that I usually ask all the students just to understand their perspective on this topic. So again, guys, let's keep the session a bit interactive and fun. So my first question to you is to understand what your perspective is on hacking. So again, not asking for exact definitive answers, guys, but just to understand your view on it. Okay, so whatever comes to your mind, please do let me know. In your terms, what do you think hacking is? Anyone? There's Biswajit, there's Maman, Rakesh, who else? Shafiuddin, Shiva.
Hello?
Yeah, Biswajit, I can hear you.
Sir, actually, according to me, hacking means to hack the information of organization or any systems.
Right? Yeah, hacking information or getting access to the information of organization systems. That's a good answer, Biswajit. Anyone else, guys, who wants to add anything to that? That's a perfectly right answer. There's nothing wrong in it at all. Perfectly all right. Any other additions to that, guys? Anyone who wants to append anything to that answer? Okay, no worries. Shiva, you were about to say something? Your mic was unmuted for a while. Did you have an answer? Okay, no worries, guys. So let me just add on with Biswajit's answer. So if I had to define hacking on, depending on using on his words itself, hacking is nothing but the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Okay, now these information systems could be anything. They could be as small as a mobile phone to as big as a database or a web application server or cloud organization itself. Okay, and this gaining access to these devices is done without the permission and the consent of the person owning those systems. Okay, So the organization who owns those systems has no clue that someone is trying to gain access to their data. Okay, and this is usually performed by hackers for their own benefit. So once they get access to the data, they can steal it, they can destroy it, or sell it on the dark web to other third-party vendors. Now, if hacking seems such a malicious job, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? Is the second question. Because ethical is something which is completely legal. And how could hacking become legal now? Is the main question. So when we talk about ethical hacking, on the other hand, guys, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay. A vulnerability, in simple terms, can also be called as a weakness or a loophole in the information system. And using these weaknesses only, hackers try to get access to the target information systems data. Okay, so your job as an ethical hacker would be to find these vulnerabilities before a hacker does, and this is done with the consent and permission of the organization. So once you find these vulnerabilities, you have to report it back to the organization so that they can apply the patch for it. And once a patch is applied, you're thereby increasing the security of infrastructure and preventing hackers from causing any further harm. So with ethical hacking, you're trying to increase the security and make the infrastructure much more secure and stronger compared to what hacking is. Okay, where you're trying to exploit vulnerabilities. Okay, so are these two definitions clear, guys? Like what is hacking and what is ethical hacking, and how are they different from one another? Because most of the students have a misconception that both these terms are one and the same. No, guys, we're not going to be performing hacking. We'll be learning ethical hacking in the course. Okay, we won't be exploiting the vulnerabilities, but we'll see how to search for them, how to find them in an organization's systems, and how to report them back to the organization. Okay, so that we can prevent hacking from happening. Now, depending on these two terms, guys, we can categorize the different types of hackers as well. So we have someone known as a black hat hacker, then we have someone known as a white hat hacker, and in between there's someone known as a gray hat hacker. Okay, so firstly, the first category is black hat hackers. These people are also commonly referred to as cyber criminals. Okay, these are people who perform hacking for their own benefit, and they do this by asking no consent at all. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the white hat hackers, who are also termed as ethical hackers or penetration testers. Now, these people perform ethical hacking, or in simple terms, penetration testing, to find all the vulnerabilities in the organization. And they do this by asking for consent and by following all the laws and policies set by the organization. So they do not cross any line. They do not perform exploitation of any vulnerabilities. They only work to increase the security of the organization. Now, in between white hat hackers and black hat hackers, there's someone else known as a gray hat hacker. Now, as the name itself suggests, these people have both the qualities of black hat as well as a white hat hacker. Like a black hat hacker, they don't ask for permission before finding the vulnerabilities. But once they do, once they find the vulnerability, like a white hat hacker, they report it back to the organization. Okay, they don't take advantage of it, they don't exploit it and try to attack the system, but they report it back so that they can help the organization. But it's a give and take relationship. So it's there's kind of a bargain over here. Okay, the catch is that these gray hat hackers ask for a bounty in return. Okay, a bounty is anything which benefits them. So they could ask for some prize reward, or they could ask for some reputational reward, anything which benefits their career and profile. Okay, and that is why, in simple terms, they are also known as bug bounty hunters. They find bugs in return for a bounty. Okay, so they are hunting for bugs. Okay, now all these three types of hackers, whether we take black hat hackers, gray hat hackers, or white hat hackers, they perform hacking or ethical hacking in a certain number of steps. Okay, and they follow a procedure, a systematic procedure. That systematic procedure is known in simple terms as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. Okay, various organizations categorize these steps into various numbers, but if I had to summarize it up, there are 5 important steps in hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. Whether you take a black hat hacker or a white hat hacker or any kind of a hacker, he needs to follow the same procedures as well. Okay. Now let me list them out first, and then we'll discuss in detail about each of them, so you have a clear picture of what the whole course is about. Okay, so the first step is known as information gathering. It can sometimes also be referred to as reconnaissance or footprinting. So they are one and the same term, guys. Don't get confused. Various organizations use various terminologies. But whether you hear information gathering or reconnaissance or footprinting, all the 3 terms are one and the same. After that, you have scanning, which can also be referred to as enumeration. Then you have gaining access. Then you have maintaining access. And then finally, there's reporting or clearing traces. Now, the reason why I've mentioned or over here in the last step in capitals is because to make it a note to understand that this is the only step where you have a difference between black hat hackers and white hat hackers. Now, whether you're any kind of a hacker, whether it be black, white, or gray, the first 4 procedures are to be followed mandatorily. So you have to follow those first 4 procedures in the same order. After that, in the end, what changes is the last thing that you do. Okay, if you're a white hat hacker, you would definitely report all the vulnerabilities that you have found with the remediations, with the solutions to remove those vulnerabilities. If you're a black hat hacker, definitely you're not going to be giving any solutions, and obviously you won't be reporting it, but you will try to remove all the evidences. So whatever harm you have caused, whatever data you have stolen, you might leave some footprints here and there. Okay, so that is why it's very necessary that you remove or clear those footprints so that you cannot be traced out and you stay anonymous. So that is known as clearing traces in simple terms. And in our course, we're learning both the perspectives, how we can generate a report and submit to the organization, or how hackers clear the traces and remove all the evidences. Okay, now let's briefly discuss about each of these one by one, guys, so you have a better idea on the whole course. But before that, any questions, guys, for anyone? Again, please feel free to interrupt me at any certain point. Do not hesitate to ask a question. Please let me know. Yeah, Biswajit, I can hear you.
Sir, is this class is getting recorded?
Yeah, this will be recorded, definitely. Every single class that we take will be recorded and it will be uploaded to the Google Drive. So even once we start our course as well, the whole duration of the course, every single day we'll take a 1-hour class, and each class will be recorded and uploaded to the Google Drive. So that just in case if you're missing out, if you're absent for a session, you can access the recordings whenever you want to.
Okay. Okay, sir. Actually, from the starting, you told about hacking and ethical hacking. So, could you please briefly tell me hacking